Games. Welcome to Stormlord's Wrath. We will get right into our synopsis. We started our episode last week with Vilfin staying behind to help with the trading at the Lizard's tribe's location. Thank you, Eric. The group came back to one of the patrol trying to cause trouble for the party and for the lizard folk. Griselda Copperrot fired him from his post and sent him to Neverwinter. She and Valdi Estepar had some options for the party to choose from to help the town, and they tried to prioritize concentrating on maybe the tower was in need first. However, the people and things needed were not available in the town yet. They went to Aubrey's Peculiarity shop and spoke about the swords of Leilon to him. While some of the party went to the soldiers arguing at the foot of the tower about a haunting in Thalivar's keep, and Galio Elibro, who is there studying about the beacon, seemed to be without sleep lately, they were saying. They think they might have seen a figure at the top of the cliffs as they met up and decided their next plan. Waiting and helping a few days for the cleric to come into town that might be able to help them in the field of spectral entities. Nat gets his shield worked on by a wandering blacksmith there who told him it would be ready in a few days' time. Radalak meets up at the docks with a shady individual named Var. He claimed to know someone who would help them in exchange for some help of his own, and gave him a box to deliver, promising, "Do not open it." All these things happened in the last few days, and we returned to the docks, where we left Radalak and his team. It was dusk, as just at that time, Vilfin, who has been away for a few days, was told that they were down by the docks and is going to be walking towards them, tired from walking home in time, to rest. So here we are, guys, at the docks where you guys left off. We'll bring up the map. And Var has just disappeared on you.
Radler, what do you want to do with that box of ears?
I don't really know. I also don't know why I'd give it to Conrad. It's very weird. That little man, he was a little weird. Yeah? Wasn't just me, right?
No, he was creepy to me.
I mean, he had a good sense of dress. Do you like her?
And Vilfin, you would just be walking up towards the docks. You see Nat and Zenora and Ema at the top, and Radalek, I'm assuming, since you're talking to them, you've walked back up with them. So they're going to all be standing together.
Oi, you lot, what you're up to? What are you doing down here? Oh, by the way, I'm back. Hello.
Hey.
How are they? They okay?
They're fine, they're fine. Getting everything organised.
It's
How'd it go here? Did they what's the face? Griselda agree to anything?
agreed that, that little shit needed to be fired.
What, a nose fella?
Yeah, that one.
Good idea.
Seriously, Radler, can we do something with that box? It's sort of creeping me out a little.
I kind of don't want to put it in. But he takes his bag off and puts the box in his bag.
So what's going on here then?
Yeah.
Anything at this thing?
I mean, I got this here box of ears.
A box of what?
Ears, and he sort of points to his.
Kind of pointing near his
why
ears.
the hell do you have a box of ears?
I still don't really know, but my contact from Serena, apparently we have to deliver this box of ears to a hobgoblin named Conrad.
Alright.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Okay then. Sure. I'm game. Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where he is. He left quickly.
So this fella tells you to deliver a box of ears but doesn't tell you where to go.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he was all there, to be honest.
Well, it's going to make it kind of difficult to find this guy, then, isn't it?
Yeah. In the meantime, I've got these ears in my bag.
And it is getting dark. So are you guys walking towards the camp, walking and talking, or?
Sure.
Yeah.
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 Switch to Settlers Camp. So I'm assuming that you would have probably want to during your. We'll speed up the camp because we're always at camp or waking up. Seems like. So we will say that you have relayed to Vilfin the goings on in the past 4 days.
I just wanted to ask how Celicia is with the pregnant one.
Hey, she seemed alright.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about that sort of thing, but she seemed okay.
Okay.
I mean, they were all doing pretty well, getting themselves set back up in their home, and we talked about the trade, and it kind of all hinges on what happens here now, I guess. They're open to trade as long as it's fair.
What Griselda wanted to know what they had to offer.
DM, what did they have to offer?
They have several hides, meat, and blood, like regenerative blood. There's lots of trolls in the area, which is used to make health potions with. So
Okay.
that's a very rare commodity they're willing to offer.
Hey, so they've got quite a fair bit, I think.
And did they indicate what they wanted in return? That's probably more interesting for Griselda.
I would say it was probably supplies and just food to be left alone, mostly, not attacked on sight. But fair trade, the ability to help each other, really.
Perhaps to move more freely.
Aye, I would say so.
And Vilfin, you saw, I do have a map of their home that they would have led you to, their original home that the trolls
Yeah.
had taken over. And it is like almost an abandoned village in the swamp. So they'd probably want supplies to help build their homes again as
So
well.
building supplies, things like that. Yeah, cool. I would relay that information.
Yeah. Anything else you guys relay to Vilfin besides what happened at the docks?
Did you know they don't have a pub here, Bilfin?
What?
Yeah, there's no pub here. I mean,
Well, we're going to have to remedy that.
yeah, we
Mm.
put it on the
Christ's
list.
sake. I mean,
Yeah,
we
you're
need to- we need this spot.
not the only one who voiced that concern.
Really?
Mm.
You don't strike me as a drinker there, Nat. I mean, Ladlack he's learning very well, but there's others here that don't like not having a pub or a place to drink.
Yeah, there was a couple of individuals in town that have would love to have a place to be able to have a whiskey or an ale.
Indeed, you got to be able to unwind at the end of the day.
Perhaps
Might have to look into it.
Perhaps we should. I know this is something that is a very sensitive topic, but we need to discuss of how we're going to get money. We can't do all this stuff for free anymore. I can't afford my components for
This is-
spells.
This is why the trade is going to be important to establish, so that the town can start getting the money in, and therefore we
Aye.
can get the paid back. Now
Commerce
we've got
is
the lizard
important.
folk, we've got the inn. That's two.
And if we get there onto it, the goats. So,
Yes, well that in itself is going to take some time. from what we understand. But
But
Yeah.
that
power is more of a concern for the town.
but if anything happens to any of you, you've got no money to be able to get you healed, and she's just gonna walk forward because she's still peeved about not being able to afford a diamond. Really annoyed.
I kind of have to agree with as an order. We do need to find a line of credit or something to keep us going. I mean, we want to help the people of Leylon, definitely, but we cannot do it pro bono for very long before we run out of what we need as well.
Anything else before we retire and go to morning? Else anyone wants done? All good?
Nope, don't think so.
Good. All right.
What actually, before we do that, what did Nat actually have done as far as the blacksmithing was concerned, and would Vilfin notice
I
that?
don't think I've picked that up yet,
Picked it
You
up,
haven't
yeah.
picked it up?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yes, not.
Not a problem.
which
All
I'd probably be ready in the morning, correct?
So we're going for long rest now.
Long rests, everyone.
Long rest,
Long
yes.
rests.
And at that, doing the long rest, every morning I will be ritually casting water breathing.
Greetings.
For up to 10 people, so always the party.
Cool.
Do your morning rituals. You hear the bells from the shrine of Lathander ringing the single bell as you awaken and you go through your rituals. And it's the first time you've heard the shrine ring. Usually it's just a given, everyone goes there. Either they fix the bell or something's going on over there. So you guys are over here at the camp. And the shrine, we said, is over here. It's up to you what you guys want to do after you get up.
So it was just a single bell, you said?
Yeah, it's like a single church bell chiming.
Church bell, just a single chime? So I would assume that we wouldn't assume it would be anything untoward unless it was multiple chimes, I'd imagine.
What's the activity around the campsite? I mean, if most of the people are staying there, so if they're aware of what's happening with the bell, they may indicate what's going on.
Normal, like the people with the children are bringing them, as you guys know by now, the children go to the shrine to kind of get watched after while the people fish and work for the day. There's a man there that's trying to kind of dress very nicely, almost like a nice merchant's clothes, and he's helping trim his beard, and he's going off towards the shrine as you guys are getting ready.
Sonora's gonna look at Nate and go, when's your shield ready? Because you don't have it. Did you sell it, or did you go and do what you said you were going to do?
I went and visited the new blacksmith, so should be ready to pick up.
The one that dwarf was hoping to pick up.
Yes.
Interesting. I've never met a dwarf woman. What she looks like.
Someone say blacksmith. That's my job.
You went here, Velfen.
Well, we could have waited. I mean, I told you I can do all this sort of stuff for you for nothing.
I know, but we're trying to rebuild the town, and this is one way to start helping them out.
True. Well, we'll see what type of work this blacksmith does then, eh? See if it's any good.
I always heard dwarf women had beards. Is that true?
Well, you say it's a dwarf woman. Interesting.
Ema, did you want to do something?
Ema will go down to the shrine, so them say, I'm going to go to the shrine, morning prayers, and he is just going to graze on his way down to the shrine.
Grazing his way down, so he's like picking up grass as he goes, kind of chewing on
Just
it.
as he goes, flowers on his head, all the normal stuff.
Do you guys follow him, or do you do your own things?
Nat will,
Yeah, we'll
walk
make
with
our way
Ema.
into town. Yeah.
Since he's going into town, he might as well make his way to the blacksmith and pick up his shield.
Wilson's going to tag along with Nat just out of curiosity.
And Zenora is gonna, first off, before we even start walking, because she'd like to follow, she just wanted to ask her out of about the ears again, saying we probably shouldn't have the ears. Good result that probably wouldn't be happy about that. Kind of creepy.
I mean, I wasn't planning on showing her the ears. I don't know where else to put them.
And she'll just start walking, and she's kind of doing a wide berth of his bag whenever she goes near it. Yeah, she's really uncomfortable that that's there.
Oh man.
Oh, poor Evan. All right, so you guys follow Marigold's outside the doorway. As she sees Ema, she's like, Ema! And she goes to give you a hug. She's like a little halfling, so she has to like kind of tippy toe. She's like, guess who's here? It's the cleric I told you all about, all of you. His name's... Well, come on in, and I'll have you meet him. And as you go in... Dario, would you describe what they see when they see you? Oh, hang on.
You muted, Era.
You're
Unmute
muted on
yourself, bud.
Skype. There you go.
There we go. There we
Well,
go.
there we go. Blue Dragonborn, dressed quite flamboyantly in light blue and purple colours. Armed with a shield and a mace.
Yeah. And he's a very tall dragonborn. As you guys see this blue dragonborn, Marigold grabs Dario's hand, and she's like, this is Ema. I've been telling you all about him. He's also learning to be a cleric. He's a follower of Mistra, just like you.
Ah, Ima, it's me, Dario.
Nice to meet you. And he'll after finishing hugging Marigold, he'll hug you too.
He hugs you too. And
So I had a feeling it was drawn this way because somebody needed some help.
Yes. Something about someone being lost in a tower. Everyone knows all about it, and I'm drawing a blank.
well, yeah, as I wrote to you, Dario, these people they're gonna go up to the Thalivar's tower, and a lot of the guards have said it's haunted. I mean, I don't believe in that stuff, but, you know, obviously you guys do, and it's your specialty. I thought maybe you could help them. Go with them, see what's up. If you guys are going to that today, that is.
We
Sounds
should
good to
probably
me.
pick up the shields and any equipment we need if we're going to be doing that today.
Someone say ghost killing. I'm in for a bit of ghost killing.
Yeah, the tower. There's a wizard there by the name of Galileo, and he's been there for a while. Reports saying that he hasn't slept for a while. And talking to some of the guards, saying that they've been seeing things moving, things disappearing, areas getting very chill, like very cold.
It sounds like he's plane shifting.
And there was also a mention of a figure with burning eyes. So
Right.
talking with Aubrey, seems to be. He seems to think it's a ghost.
Just the one.
Well,
Also,
we
that
don't
wolf
know.
that aged prematurely. That was
What?
kind of weird.
What
There
now?
was this dwarf guard, and he was like, "I'm really young, but I look super old, and it's because I went in the tower." And then he went and saw
Really?
Marigold. Yeah.
How old do you think I am?
Just say yes and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yes, you'll be fine. But you'll
Really,
get...
really. How old do you think I am? How old do I look to you?
Old-ish.
Radlak, come
Yeah.
here for a sec. Yeah, come here.
No. I'm being serious. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable.
Ah.
Dwarves, we live a lot longer than most folk. Just so you know, you may have got a wrong end of a stick here. I'm like over 100 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
Like, I mean, so how old did he say he was? And how old did he look?
He said he was a quote unquote teenager.
So he would have been 30 or 40 years old already.
Yeah, well, he looked a lot older. Probably
Aye,
probably about as...
He looked older than you, Wilfred.
Yes.
Christ. And that's saying something because I look pretty old. I mean, well, I'm still pretty spry for an old fella, but maybe we should go speak to him again.
Chicken.
And he said because he went into the tower that this happened.
Yeah, but we got Ema will keep us safe, won't you, Ema?
That's what he claimed.
Mr. Cleric, Dario, is it? You muted.
Muted.
I might just leave the damn thing on. Yes, it's me, Dario.
What do you know about the wee ghosties then? I mean, you're a cleric, are you not? You would have a bit of a knowledge of these things, I'm guessing.
Just a little bit. I carry some stuff with me that might help.
It's good. Would you be willing to accompany us on this wee venture and come have a wee look, say?
For sure. I was drawn this way, and for helping out, yes, not a problem.
Dario, roll a religion check for me. Let's see how well these things that people are saying match up to what you've learned.
18.
18. All right, good. All those things that the seeming look of aging, this sounds like a ghost that is very desperate and lost and is doing things to pretty aggressively. So he's either needs help or he needs to be stopped, one or the other. But it does fit the hauntings that you've been around. In case you want to let them know or not. It's up to you. But it does fit.
Yes, it sounds like it would be a ghost. We may be able to get him to pass on to where he needs to go to.
Or what? So you mean we can't kill him, or her?
Well,
or
if we have to.
Well, so you're saying we don't have to? Oh, that's
No.
a different story. I mean, if we don't have to, then maybe we should try that approach first. I mean, you never know.
Either way, Nate, we should probably go pick up your shield. I don't want to go into that tower without you being fully protected.
Oh,
Let's go.
while
There's
you
plenty
guys
of time
continue
for
on
that.
talking,
Yeah.
Let's
I'll
go.
walk with
I'll
that.
drop out and I'll say we'll meet at the base of the tower in an hour.
And I'll follow Nate.
Okay. So you and Nate are going to the blacksmith, yeah?
Yeah.
Where are the rest of you going? Going to the tower to wait?
Yeah, Both of them just
Go
shrug
back,
off the whole
boys.
blacksmith thing.
And Marigold's going to wave by and say, oh, and I know you have 2 clerics, so you're probably well and truly equipped. But if anything happens to go wrong, I'll be here, and I can restore or heal or anything like that too. So just so you know, I'm really bored with all these children all day. So yeah, you have fun. And she waves by and goes back in, and we will switch to the blacksmith. There's a human with, she's a tall human, the black hair, and she's kind of minding the blacksmith area right at the moment. As you guys head up there, and she looks at you because she hasn't seen you guys before, so she's like, "Hello, can I help you?"
Yes, good morning. The dwarven lady that was that works here, she here?
Oh, she's not in yet. Yeah, she'll be in.
My name's Zenithal Goldenclaw. She was adding an emblem to my shield, and I was told it would be ready to pick up for today.
That's right. And turns around, and there's a row of different shields, and she grabs yours. It's all covered in a cloth, and she takes the cloth off. And this workmanship that she has done for your shield is exquisite. It's the finest thing you've ever seen. The details are so minute. It looks like it was just made that way from the gods themselves. And she hands it over.
Sonora's gonna go, oh, that's beautiful. That's stunning. Oh,
It's our focus.
I know, it's stunning. It looks better than our focus. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So she said that you guys were lion-like and need to present it with pride. I thought it was a metaphor, but I see. Yeah.
Oh, I'm Sonora.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I am Sadie. Hi.
Who did this work? This is beautiful.
Oh, she's very good. I forgot where she hails from, but she comes in and out from time to time. She should be here later.
I'll have to catch up with her later.
Well, and that gets out the 75 gold that was agreed upon, and hands it over.
Sonora's gonna just pull out her sword and look at it, and then look at the thing. I wonder if she can add extra detail. I know this is very pretty, but that's stunning. And she's just muttering, if anyone hears it, they hear her, and she's put it back.
Well, I'm sure she'd be willing to barter with you. I'm not very good at bartering, so. But yeah, come back when she's around and.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Anyway. Yes, and you can pass on my absolute gratitude and thank you for this workmanship.
Oh yes, it is absolutely stunning. We're gonna have to bring Vilfin back to meet her. He wanted to meet her.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we welcome everyone. So yeah.
Yeah. I'll get back at that. He's the one who did this one for me, and I'll show her the golden claw sword with the writing and everything like that.
Oh.
And it's really, really stunning, but it's not as intricate as what the shield is.
Yeah, that is. Oh. Yeah, I'm an apprentice to her, so hopefully, I'll learn some things.
Yeah, he does this thing. He'd love to meet her. That's brilliant, beautiful. And then I'll kind of, we gotta go meet up with the others if we're going to do that tower. Sorry, apologies.
All right.
And I'll put the sword back now. Okay.
And she carries on. She's just doing books and stuff. She's kind of afraid to touch the forge and stuff. She doesn't want to mess it up, so she's kind of doing paperwork as you guys walk away, and you'll meet up at the bottom of the tower with the rest of the group. You guys have been sitting there, and as you've walked forward, you see that woman, Radalak, the same woman, standing at the top of the cliff where the tower is. And she does the same thing. She puts her fist to her chest like a shoulder's gritting and walks slowly away as you two are coming forward.
I do it back, like, probably not as well. Like,
Trying to like...
yeah.
But Vilfin, Daria, and Ima, you guys see it as well.
Who's that?
I'm not sure, but I think we figured out it's probably some kind of ghost lady. It seems to be a bit of a theme around here.
Did she look ghostly though? Like, or did she look corporeal, like full bodied?
She looked... roll... I guess you guys can roll insight to see if you noticed if you could see through her or not. It is very far away. She'd be pretty... I want to say pretty thick. She'd be pretty solid.
She's thick. She's a thick
Pretty
lady.
thick.
17 from Dolphin.
17? You might have saw like a little bit of like shift, a little bit haze.
We think she might be one of the heroes of Leilon. She looks like...
I've read about them. They did a lot for this town.
Dario, did you roll a perception? With advantage
Perception?
since you are a ghost expert.
He's a
So
ghostbuster.
advantage is roll it twice. Dice are twice. Dice so nice you roll them twice. Take the highest.
What?
You just roll twice and take the highest number.
Okay, so that one's a 6.
You got a 6 and a...
10. 12.
Oh, well, you probably were a bit distracted. This is a new town for you, and it was far away. So you're thinking it could have been a ghost, but you might have to get closer. I'm not too sure.
So I guess we're waiting here for Nathan's and Nora to return before we head up to that thing. I mean, do we see, like I noticed on the map, it's got the shimmery, ghosty
Alright,
thing
I
up. Do
will
we actually see any of that?
switch to a picture of the tower. So you do, at the bottom of the cliff where the walkway is, you feel like a hum, almost a vibration. It's very low. And Zenithor and Zenora, you would have arrived by now. So, you guys walking towards the tower.
Yeah.
Did you get your stuff, Nate?
Hey, did you get your shield done?
Yeah. And he dons the shield and...
Right, let's get to it. Hunting we will go.
I will show on the map for the chat which Dario's there. I'll move my map. You guys would see something a little bit like this. There's scaffolding all the way up the tower as the soldiers were trying to restore it and working on it. They are abandoned it for the day. There is a main entrance up the top with 2 archways over it. It is a very impressive tower as you guys enter towards where these archways are. Move you
Do
over.
we see Captain P Pants? And I'm saying that because I can't remember his
Captain
name.
P-Pants?
I can't remember his name.
Has Yoram is not present right now. He's not there.
You're okay. Cool. I couldn't remember his
Sergeant
name.
Yoram.
Sergeant Yoram P Pants. It is canon.
Oh, he didn't pee. That would be
Yeah, he did.
Lester's
When he was
brother.
running.
When we were in the village, he said he peed his pants.
Oh, he might have.
So, as we're going, so we're walking up at this stage up the hill.
Yes. You can, as you're walking, talking, you get to the top. The doorway is open. There is a dining table right in front of you, red alert where you can see in, and it depends on if you guys can see it or not.
Can't see it. You haven't switched this over to it yet.
Oh, okay.
You haven't activated it
I
for
gotta
us.
activate it. All right. Once you guys go over there, it's activated. Okay.
There we
On
go.
the dining room table
Okay.
is going to be 8 soldiers' packs sitting on the table. You don't know if they left them or if they've just been sitting there. And you do hear inside someone's kind of talking to themselves, like low, kind of muffled, like they're in another room.
Those packs, they look like what the soldiers normally would have on them.
Yeah.
And we would have seen that when they're going around and when we picked them up.
Yeah.
Okay. So there should be 8 of them in here. 8 other people.
I hate to be this guy, but I think maybe the cleric should go first. Is that all right with you, Dario? I'm like pretty old for a Minotaur, and I don't really want to get any older like super quick. You know.
Ema is also. Are you referring to Ema as well?
Yeah, emo and Dario.
I don't have a damn clue how old I am, so I'll have to go front.
That's the spirit.
Well,
See, that's what we worry about the spirits. Yeah.
All right. As you guys enter in, the hum is a little bit louder. And
I can hear giraffe.
what's that, Ema?
I can hear giraffes.
Not giraffe humming. Almost like a vibration humming.
Is it uncomfortable, or does it feel like it's going to be uncomfortable?
It just feels like the air's thick and just like almost like the hairs on your arms kind of are at attention there. So yeah.
A static kitty.
Yeah, something like that. So, you hear as you enter in. I'll unpause it so you guys can move. And as you enter, you do hear like, "If that's you out there, you need to get back to work." And then you hear lots of murmuring to himself, like, "I gotta decode it. I gotta. It's gonna be fine. And you hear that over and over.
It's got to be the mad mage. We've heard about.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Galileo, whatever they want to call him.
We're not here to work.
Well, that's apparent.
We're not soldiers. We're here to find out about a ghost. Come out and talk to us.
Come on in. You can come in. And there's shafts of light coming into the room. He seems to be talking from another room, though.
Yeah. We're going to walk forward to the edge of the steps just to have a look.
All right. As you guys go in, there is a door there, and you can hear it kind of coming from that door. As he's like, I'll be right there. And he'll emerge out. Oh, I don't know you. You are you. Did Yoram send you?
Aye. Talking about ghosts and things, so we've come to have a look.
They're on about.
Get these soldiers back to work. Find the ghost. Free it, kill it, whatever it takes.
They're on and on about ghosts. I haven't seen a ghost yet at all.
They also say you're a wee bit crazy, so we don't really know if you believe anything you say.
I think
To be
the
fair.
crazy people are the ones that are screaming and running out, screaming about ghosts.
True. Fair point.
Out of curiosity, does Z believe him? Does Zenora believe him at
Roll
all?
insight. But he'll come forward as you're rolling insight, and Ema is closest, so he'll reach out a hand. Ema is in robes, of like pale robes, and his hands are, his fingers are purple, like he's been writing with ink, and he's got ink stains all down his robes. And he's like, Galileo, to shake Ima's
And
hand.
that's a 25.
He seems like he's legitimate about not knowing about seeing any ghosts.
Ema holds out his hand, shakes his hand, says, Ema.
Hi.
I'll, just Sonora.
Hi. So, are you all paid here from the patrol to look for ghosts? I will have to find a link for error.
Paid. I actually missed that bit.
Are you guys?
No one's getting. No
The
one's.
council believes that there's something going on in this tower. From what we have gathered from talking to townsfolk and the guards, they are indicating there is something causing difficulties of the refurbishment of this tower. We were asked to investigate on behalf of the council.
He starts laughing like, they should pay you for this stuff. And he walks back into his room, which
Dodge.
anyone close will see is cluttered with papers as he's trying to like decode. I have been tasked with making sure this beacon is decoded and taking all of Thalivar's old journals and finding out what happened to this place. If you guys want to look around, you can feel free. I haven't seen anything. I have been nonstop busy with my work, but I'm happy to have you look around. Just be careful.
Oh, do you mind if I don't want to touch or anything like that, but could I have a look at the beacon? I've read so much about it.
Beacon,
Just look, not touch.
I don't know about going up there. That's pretty. It's like 4 floors up. It's really high, and some of the floors are really. You gotta be careful. Like how much are you? Not to be offensive, but you guys look like some of you guys pretty big, so you gotta be
I'm also a cat.
very careful. Okay, yeah. And he's talking really fast, and he's like, over here it's a. Thalivar was a wizard. We never found what happened to him or anything. And he had a companion of some kind called Soaport. We haven't found out what happened to them either. So it's all I know in the tower.
The Soaport isn't a growler, is it? I heard there's one of them around here.
Yeah, the soldier said they have heard a lot of things. Maybe they've heard growling.
Redlac standing at the door, and he goes, "Is it safe to come in yet? Have the clerics got rid of the bad juju?"
Radalac, roll a d6.
I'm not getting any older, Radlac.
Oh,
You're fine. I don't feel any different. You're all good.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
You sound pretty old.
Radalac.
Because I'm already. It's because I'm already old.
Nat will cast Divine Sense.
Divine sense. All right. And that
I
is
got a
what,
4.
60 feet around you, yeah? 60 feet
Yes.
radius?
Yes.
You do not sense for this 60-foot radius anything undead, fiend, or I do believe celestial in the 60-foot radius right now. You can see.
Radalac. It's fine to come in.
Radalac, your backpack starts to smell really bad. Do you check it?
Yeah.
Alright, as you check to find out what that smell is, see, investigation for you. See if you can find it. I mean, I know what you might think it is, but...
Ema,
7.
did you fart?
What's that smell?
7? Oh, does anyone help him with his pack? He doesn't.
I
You don't know
will,
anything.
actually, because if he's smelling it, I'm smelling it, so I'll give you
Daria's
another.
smelling it, yeah.
So I'll give you another roll on it.
Yep, advantage. Don't forget chat and give him advantage.
I got 0.
You got a 0?
Yeah, -1. It was a 1.
You don't see anything.
Wow.
It stinks. You guys, it stinks.
Can I tell it's coming from his pack? Radalak?
Yeah.
No one's put anything in your pack again, have they? Like butter or something like that? You didn't leave any snacks for Sebastian or anything like that in there that have gone off or anything like that?
I mean, maybe.
Well, it's not the pus thing, is it?
The what?
The thing that the creepy rogue left you.
Oh, the box. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll leave it out.
I don't think we should leave it out here. There's reasons why I don't think we should leave it out here. I think you should have it on your person. But we gotta work out how to get rid of that. Oh god, I miss Sebastian and his stones. And I'll look through my pouches, my component belt and pouch, and see my herbalism kit and see if I've got anything that's slightly strong smelling, bard-like strong smelling.
Probably have some lavender from leftover.
So what I'll do is I'll grab some of the lavender and I'll just try and tie it to his backpack. Just
a little sprig.
Yeah, just a couple
Hanging
of sprigs
from
of
your-
whatever I've got left. I'm just putting it on it. I think I've got some spearmint and I'm kind of rubbing it to release the oils, and I'm just putting that around it. Hopefully that will hold it until we can properly have a look.
Yeah.
Does it make it better at all?
Probably not. Like, there's a little wisp of lavender through the stank coming
So it's a
through.
lavender smelling fart.
Yeah. There, it
Rotten
is.
eggs with a hint of lavender. It's great.
It does
Still
look a little
smells like
cold.
swamp feet.
Now, while this is going on, Vilfin's going to have a look at the stonework in this building.
All right.
Just a general look around, because like hearing the guy talk about it possibly being unstable in places and stuff. Vilfin's going to just check the immediate area for anything that could be dangerous, and he's probably going to do that throughout this entire place.
Yep.
Being a mason, just to identify any areas that may not be safe to walk for the larger of our party.
So this floor is stone. So far this floor is that's pretty good. Stone. The doors are badly rotted. They seem to have creaked loudly when he came out of the room. There you see the sunlight somehow punching through like the upper floors. Down, the ceilings are 20 feet high and they're vaulted. This was probably once a very beautiful tower until the beacon caved in. There are some room there. You see a hallway from where you are down there.
Yeah.
And it looks like to the northern part you see a little stairwell. So you're free to look around.
Yeah, so essentially what Vilfin will be doing through the course of our time in the tower is just watching and identifying parts that may be dangerous to us to step on, or maybe potentially cave-in worthy, you know what I mean?
I'll have you roll like a perception on each floor or something when you go up to keep track.
Chat, we have advantage for Grim.
Yay!
From JJ and Sadiq, advantage for Vilfin, Redalax, Anoran, Zenithor, and Emma. Thank you, chat.
Radalac. Roll a d6 for me. Since you're close. And Zenora. I'll pick between the two.
3.
Okay.
Same, 3.
3. Alright, I'll pick one of you guys. Who wants to be odds and who wants to be evens?
I'll be odd.
Okay.
Or I am.
You're
One of
odd.
the
Definitely are.
Right, like you're looking down in that puddle next to where the entrance is, and your beard's turning white as you're looking at your reflection. You're starting to see gray rapidly go through your nose.
Does
is
Zenora
getting
start
wrinkled.
seeing this?
Nora doesn't see it if she's
Sorry,
looking
I
at
had
Radillac.
Radillac changing.
Radillac,
There's-
to you, Radillac's not changing.
I told you. Look. Oh,
What Radillac? What?
I'm haunted. I'm turning old. I told you I'd turn old.
You look fine, Radillac. Does anyone else think that he looks fine?
Bury me on a hill, please.
If you guys look at him, he looks fine. You don't know what he's talking about. But you do see him looking in the puddle.
Wilfin's too busy looking at Stone.
He's looking at the stone.
Nora's going to grab Radillac and pull him away from the puddle. Just because oh fuck. I gotta roll for this too because it's part of something. She resists. She doesn't look. She grabs. She pulls him away. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We'll just...
I got, if I did it with, got 15, so I resisted.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll pull him away and go, you okay? You still got the mirror? That you, have a look in that. You look fine, look in that.
Oh, okay. And then grab the mirror out, like try to hold his nose a bit. Find the mirror. Check the mirror.
Photo effects.
As you go to check your mirror, your teeth look like they're starting to crumble, and your hoofs like withering, drying, and getting cracks in it.
No. It's only getting worse. It's getting worse, Sonora.
So Nora's gonna grab the mirror and turn it around. What do I see?
You see you. You see you.
And if I turn around and hug Radillac and go like that, what do I see? Just him and me?
I'm gonna roll. You see him look very, very old and crumbly. So you'll see it in his reflection.
Oh, shit. Guys? Dario.
It's me.
Emma.
Help me, Dario, please.
Come here for a sec. You need to check this out, and I'll have the mirror and have it so it's like you can see our normal image and his image, and see if they can see what I'm seeing.
Anyone looking at the reflection of Radillac will see him withering away.
What is this?
Just trying to work something out here.
But Emma, you will see it as well.
Yeah, it looks fine to me. Nothing we should worry about. He was normal age this morning. Now he's over 100.
Emma, it looks like Radillac's breaking apart in the mirror.
Yeah, but when we look at him normally, it looks normal. So
I know, but what did... And...
Baby, if I don't look, it'll be fine. Yeah? No mirrors anymore.
Alright.
Radillac,
yeah,
take
you
a look
are-
at
you
your
are
own
fine.
hands without the
It's the
mirror.
illusion.
He looks at his hands.
And they look fine.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll
This is
hold
fine.
my nose and hold Radillac's hand. I'll make sure you're okay. Alright?
That's right. Still stinks.
Didn't they say this place was funky with magic and stuff? So maybe it's just that. It just fucks with your mind a little bit.
And my bag, apparently.
Ema, if you
Are you
want.
sure you didn't shit yourself? I mean, it smells really bad.
Ema and Dario, being the clerics, if you want, roll a religion check to see if you know what's going on and what you could probably do.
21.
A lot less. 12.
What'd you get?
12.
12? And 21? Dario, you would know that he could have like a bit of a little curse on him, and restoration might help. A greater restoration spell or a lesser restoration spell might help him. Which I do believe, I think you have a lesser restoration on
I have a
your
lesser restoration, so yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna cast the lesser restoration.
red light.
So that's I've got to touch Redalac.
Mm-hmm. So you go up and you touch him. You see this dragonborn come up to you.
This isn't gonna hurt a little bit.
Squeeze my hand if it hurts, Radalak. I can take it. I take punches
Okay,
from
so
it.
which one is it? Restoration. Hang on, what have I done there?
Be lesser restoration, and you just hit cast.
Restoration. I can't find the cast button. It says I cast it.
It's okay. We'll fix you up. I'll make a note.
When I
that you
clicked it,
cast
the pop-out menu came out. I hit cast, and it said I cast, but I don't know what the
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there's no damage or anything on it. So you cast it, and you feel how did yours work? Does he feel a vibe? What does he feel?
Does he feel a
did it
probe?
zap? Is it like a needle?
Does he feel a probe?
You are a cleric, I mean.
Feels a
I'm
pride
sorry.
akin to an Italian thumb. Born in Japan.
He feels electricity coming out of my fingers into the back of his shoulder where I'm touching him.
Like a little reiki touch, and then you feel. And do you look at the mirror after that, or the puddle?
I look at the puddle.
I'll take a side glance at the puddle.
And you start to like see your brown fur come back.
Probably slightly stuck on end from getting like.
So Nora's gonna go. You okay, Radalak?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, because I think
Thank you, Dario.
No worries.
I think you need to. We need to have a proper look. And I'm gonna start just checking the first floor carefully, making sure that I don't disrupt anything or make anything fall over or anything like that.
All right.
So I'm just gonna start looking.
So everyone's looking. Wilson's looking at the stonework. All right, move where you guys think you'll move. I only see 3 icons. There we go.
Follow
There you
Zenora
are.
and make sure she doesn't fall on anything.
And I got
Yeah,
myself.
sorry, I can't see the map too good there on
Oh.
the screens.
Yeah. Oh, we won't metagame, so I'll just put my map here.
Yeah.
So everyone in chat can see.
Yeah. So I'll just look around here. Do I see anything that could indicate what happened to the tower, or if it was internal or external attack on a kind of situation, using my perception for
Okay.
think it would be, for what would have happened.
Yeah, you want to investigate what might have happened here. So you're in the kitchen right now. So we'll do room by room. So you guys are in the kitchen right now. The kitchen is, he keeps it pretty messy. He always has notes just everywhere. He writes wherever he can. So they're all scattered around. There's a lot of dust, rubble, masonry. There's a chimney over a hearth in here. It ascends to about half the height of the tower. It's very small right here. And that's pretty much all that's in this room as you guys are looking around. You don't see any
What did
evidence.
the notes say?
They're all like just talking about the library and trying to, like, it looks like he's trying to crack a code of some kind. He's got the alphabet and he's trying to, different ways he can crack like kind of a code breaking.
So Nora's gonna write down like the code type situation, see if she can do it. So she's gonna write that down. Just got a piece of paper and an ink pad and doing
Yeah.
that.
Well, they're all different kinds. You can take them with you if you wish, and if you don't want them to see. But he seems to scribble them out like he hasn't figured it out yet. He's got notes on the margins like it's not working and things like that.
So where he's got it's not working, I'll have like basic little notes. Where he's got where he hasn't said anything on it, I'll have like full notes.
Yeah.
And I'll write that down reasonably quickly just so I've got a guide or reference of it because I don't want to take his notes.
Alrighty.
So,
Are you scribbling that?
Yeah,
What do
scribbling
the
that.
rest of you guys want to do? Do you stay in there or you keep exploring around? You
It's
know,
just the kitchen.
that's his kitchen. Yep.
I'm moving to this next
If
room.
you go
so what's
in there, it looks like it's the remains of a servant's quarters from your passive perceptions. It looked like they're for like someone very small though, and there's like a little bed that's kind of half covered in this pile of rubble right here. The rubble, it looks like it could be cleared out if you guys had a. They have like a pick there that the soldier left as he was uncovering. And I need you all to roll an investigation if you want to see if you can see anything else.
I'm still in the kitchen area writing, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take me a little while.
Wilfen's more interested in the stonework than what's on the floor.
All right.
1.
1. Ema, did you say? Because you're really low.
I can't see jack shit on the best of days, so
Oh.
because I've got no dark side.
Oh no! I thought I fixed that, but we'll fix you a little bit.
Nat rolled an 18.
Oof, okay. You would see like a bone, a little foot bone out of the rubble there at the bottom. It looks like a little foot bone.
Nat would then try and remove any of the rubble to see if he can expose more of the. What he suspects that there might be something.
Yep.
If there's a foot bone, then there might be more of a skeletal underneath the rubble.
Do you guys wish to help? To clear the time.
Yeah, if I see him start to work, yeah, definitely. So,
Right.
what have you found, Nat? What you looking at?
There's a foot bone here
Look it up.
underneath this rubble.
Right, I'll give you a hand.
Yep.
Alright, so we'll say it takes 10 minutes instead of half an hour. With the strong guys, you got a stonemason there as well. So, 10 minutes, you get it. Anyone that wants to look at the bones needs to make a medicine check for me. As you uncover this very tiny skeleton.
17.
14.
14. You needed a 12. So anyone above a 12, these look like fey bones of a fey of some kind. Very small. Too small for a child.
Whew, that's all a leaf. I thought it might have been a wee person, but it looks like it. They're not humanoid. Well, not human, or halfling or anything like that.
The bones look really old.
They do look very old. Look almost like definitely over 100.
What you think, Nat? You think they've been here a while?
Yeah, whatever happened all this time ago, they probably was sleeping when this fell down.
Aye, probably right. You see where it collapsed up there? It was not sure what happened. Hard to tell. It's been here for all this time. Whether it was hit by something or what, I don't know.
Is there any, like, when we've moved the rubble, is there any sign of bedding or anything like that?
It was on a little bed, so there would be like dusty blanket underneath all of that. That would.
I want to have a look in, like, see if there's maybe something in the bedding or underneath the bedding.
Man, investigation.
Is 12.
12. It's so far with all the crumbled stuff. It looks like anything that was written or anything like that would have been just lost with the rocks and stuff. So you don't find anything of note. It's just bedding, some feathers from a pillow.
At this point, Sonora would have finished writing everything down, I think, and like copying everything down and be up to the thing.
Yeah. And you would have heard them in that room.
Yeah, I would have heard them still going along.
Yeah.
Did you find anything?
Just some very old bones.
Old bones? What sort of bones?
Really tiny bones.
Child?
No.
No, not a child. Smaller. More than likely Fae or Fiend or something similar.
Oh, that's probably the pet thing. You remember what they were talking about? That Thalivar had a pet? It's probably that thing.
Oh, the foot pet. Yeah, well, we did find the foot.
It makes sense. Philander was doing plane shifting, forward planes. So it makes sense that he would have a Fae pet.
Right. This might have been its bedroom.
Oh, okay. So at this point, other than the room that Galeo's gone into, we've searched everywhere down.
I think you have, yes.
Yeah, it looks like it.
All right.
Hopefully it was a quick end. I imagine it probably was.
I would think so. I mean, there's enough rubble here to kill a human man quite quickly. So I
Agreed.
would say it would have been quite quickly.
All right.
So,
As you guys go out, you know there's a stairwell towards the entrance, and Galileo is busy writing and mumbling to himself.
can I just peek in, not say anything, just peek in to see what the room looks like?
Yeah, he's got a study filled with paperwork everywhere. Doesn't look like there's any organization, but to him, there's probably organized enough.
I'm just gonna say, we're going to go up a floor, just letting you know in case you hear footsteps.
He's nodding like, yeah, yep. Just,
Okay.
Vilfin, do you think these stairwell is safe?
Do you want me to roll the
What's your passive perception at?
it's just be more of an investigation to investigate the stairs for its safety, which I get advantage on
Go for
because of my
Knock
skills
it
as a
out.
mason. It's lots. Natural 19 on the dice.
Yep, it looks pretty safe. And you know the soldier. Well, there is a ladders outside.
So 25 would have
but-
been the roll.
The stairwell looks pretty safe.
Hey, looks pretty sturdy to me.
Radlack's leaving, going outside.
I've had enough.
Come back.
I don't like ghosts.
You're
Alright.
fine. I'll protect you, you big baby.
Well, let's proceed, I guess.
All right, if you guys just head this way, I'll take you to the second floor because I got the same thing Evil does with the whole teleporters.
Oh,
That's cool. I love that multi-level tokens. It's great.
There you go. Whoops.
oh,
Accidentally hit the.
I'll just move
Area
forward
of
so other
effect
people
button.
can get through.
And now I will move that so the chat can see. I should probably put it on battle map, but so everyone can see. You guys are.
And zoom in so that it makes it easier for the chat viewers as well.
Yeah, I'll switch. You know what? I'll switch to battle map. That way you guys can see. I'll just stick error in here as well. So as you go to the second floor, just stop right there for a sec while I get error fixed up here. There is a very long hallway. I need... Who's first? Emma! Roll me a d6. A three again. There are no puddles or anything in the area, so you are safe. As you guys are going along, you see 3 doors, 2 on your right, 1 on your left, and it looks like there's a opening further in.
Radlac, you wanna knock on a few doors?
It'll make you feel better.
Is the floor gonna hold me, you think?
I think so. I think you'll be fine.
How?
Just tread carefully.
Sorry, my mouse wheel sucks.
So your mouse is having
My
some big
mouse
issues,
wheel
mate.
keeps going in, out, out. No, don't want to do it.
It's having a heckin' concern.
All
Oh
right.
God, I'm drunk.
Do you check to see if the doors are locked or not?
Radlac's gonna knock on the door. Hello, is there any ghosts here?
Okay, hang on. Ema, your backpack starts to smell real bad. You're standing next to Radlac. It could be him, though. But
It smells still hanging around. It seems to get worse.
Can still smell that fart.
You sure it's not you, Dario? You seem to have smelt it first. You know the old saying, those who smelt it, the altar.
No, it's not me. It's not me.
You sure? I mean, I don't know many clerics, so I'm not sure.
as you knock,
Something
nothing
stinks,
happens.
really. We got to figure this out. This is going to get worse.
Do you check
It's
your
going to start
pack,
turning
Ema?
a bed green.
No, I'm nowhere near, so I won't see there. I wouldn't be doing it.
I think
I've
you're.
been next to Radlac. I would have smelled it before.
Yeah. So you don't
Yeah,
check your pack because you're like, yeah.
You
know,
boys, you're going to have to take a bath when we get back, I swear.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it?
you knock and nothing happens.
Guess nobody's home. Maybe we can just go in. What do you reckon?
Do you think it's safe?
I mean,
Does
I don't
anyone
think
know how-
anything in here is safe.
Does anyone know how to check for traps, like for like mechanical things and even magical ones? I mean, we don't know what we're dealing with here.
Good thought.
Okay, open the door for
Are you checking the door frame, Ema?
Sure, why not? I don't know screw jack shit about doors, but alright.
Yeah, you can act like you know. Why not?
He's seen a door.
Roll an investigation.
You want investigation or deception?
It depends, and if you're faking it, then deception.
Dirty 20 for investigation. And dirty 20 for deception.
Oh, that's great.
This door to you can tell it's unlocked. There's no traps there on the door. And what you do with your deception is up to you.
I know all about doors. Open door. All good.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Oh,
so Nora's
good-
gonna go.
good
Does she
save.
believe what he's doing?
Roll insight. But he's already walked in, so
Insight is 16.
so
So
he's
probably not.
probably
Is
not.
that-
But
It's that deception. No way.
No, it doesn't beat his deception.
yeah, no. So yeah. All right.
Ah,
As you
I
guys enter,
remember that. I'll make you check for the traps and doors now from now on, okay?
I agree. You did so well on that, Emma. I suggest you're now our trap investigator
Oh, no.
person.
I think that's a great idea.
You did so well. What the fuck is that?
all right. As you guys enter, these chambers contain high shelves stacked with what looks to be Thalivar's moldering research notes. This chamber here, Dario and Ema will notice. Well, actually, pretty much all of you will notice right away because some of you have met her. It's a statue of a peasant girl with her forefinger raised to her lips like this in a hushing gesture. And I'm not going to have you roll for this, but it looks just like the goddess Mistra. This is a statue of Mistra.
I nearly thought she was going to do this one.
Hey, isn't that lady we saw back in Fandolin?
Oh.
What was her name
The
again?
one
Oh,
with the-
Mistra. That's it. That's
Yes.
Mistra.
She was with Tyr.
Exactly.
Could be why I was called this way, maybe.
Well, it could be.
Anyone? What's Ima do?
Deals.
Kneels. He kneels before Mistra.
Yeah.
As you're kneeling, you
Most likely I
notice,
would do the same.
seems to be a little vandalism that's kind of leading to the back of the statue. There, it looks like a magical symbol's been carved into the back of the statue. If you want to look further and see what kind of magic, those of you that feel that you can make an Arcana check.
Yeah, Zenora would make an Arcana check.
Seems to be kind of a glow.
That is a 22.
22. This looks like transmutation magic to you. These sigils.
Transmutation. Do I know what it's trying to do or anything like that? Oh, actually, more precise. Would I think that this is harming the statue and anyone who prays in front of it?
It looks like something's been done to this statue to make it. You don't know what, but it's been put there for some kind of a reason. You don't know if it's for somebody vandalized it to harm or help. You know, it could be mended or something to see, but other than that, nothing's happening. She's just.
Hey, Dario, have a look at this. Sort of weird magic looking thing.
Yeah, it's a transmutation sigil.
What exactly is what does that do?
I would have a basic knowledge, but I think the clerics have more knowledge on this than I do. I have basic knowledge. They might be able to tell you exactly what it is. I've got no idea. I just know it's transmutation.
Dario or Ima, did you make an Arcana check?
I did.
Oh no, but I can make one.
But it was a 7? Okay.
I know the 6.
Oh,
I got a 5.
you guys aren't doing very well at all.
Wow.
Okay,
For clerics.
realistically, I've got proficiency in Arcana. Would I actually know what transmutation is exactly?
It's when it's keeping it from changing to something else, or it is stopping it or starting it, one or the other. But it's. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get where you're going. Just curious if spells
You know.
that kind of go with it. Yeah.
You could mend the vandalism.
Anyone got mending? Because I don't have
But I wonder if there's any more of these around in this in this level.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I actually want to have a look on the walls. What else is on the walls? You said.
Yeah, all the library's things on the walls are just all of Thalivar's research. They are all written in a weird code.
Now, does anything match up to what I've already written down?
Like, it looks like it's tried, but you can't seem to make out this code. It's just not making sense.
Okay. Can I take something that has that code on it to see if I can crack it later?
Yep, you can try.
Yep. So I'll take something. So a book or
You
a
really think
scroll.
you should be taking this man's work?
If I can help him solve this thing, he might actually get some sleep.
But
Book or a scroll.
Didn't he ask for help? He seems quite adamant. He's quite happy working on his own. Maybe you should offer. See what he says.
I still wanted to see if I can crack the code. And it's just one scroll or book from whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
filled with it. You could take any number of them, but it's covered
I just want one.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Up to you. I don't feel like stealing from the man.
Oh no, I wouldn't be stealing. I'd be telling him that I'd be taking it. Just remind me to do that,
Aye, all right.
and I'll just pop it on my side. Like I won't actually put it in my pack, just on my side, so I know that I've got it.
They look like they're his anyway. Don't they look like they've been there a long time?
Yeah, it's for the tower.
I don't think they're his.
Belongs
Just
to the tower.
doesn't
belongs to
seem
the tower.
doesn't just seem right taking things.
It belongs
I
to
don't know.
the
It's just me.
It's not taking. I'm not taking it. It's not going to be mine. It's to get information.
Should
Just-
we check the other rooms for more?
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys go check the other rooms? Knock yourselves out. Feel free to look.
Emma, next door for you, Pally. Do your thing.
Radlac knocks first, just in case. He doesn't want to interrupt anyone.
How do you knock? Is this the Harbin Wester knock?
The civilized knock with the back of his.
Roll the
Oh,
strength
you're
check.
learning.
I feel like I should say roll a strength check.
I mean, I can if you want.
Yeah.
It's up to you, dude.
17.
It's pretty loud, but yeah, I mean, you've learned to control it a little bit, so. 17 is pretty. Okay. Ema. Do you make the same thing again, or are you just going to open?
14 investigation, nat 20 deception.
Jeez!
26 with deception.
Holy shit.
Okay. This door is also unlocked, yep.
Just out of curiosity, because if I got a natural 20, my perception or insight, it would be insight, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's still a 26, so it'd be a 26 plus and a 26. What would do that? What? I didn't roll, but what would that actually do?
You'd have to find out.
That'd be Dame's discretion.
Yeah.
But I'm
Well, look-
going to roll a d6 right now. Ema, are you in there, yeah?
Emma's in there, and they go round the back where you saw the inscription or whatever the heck it was in the other one.
Yes.
Is it the same statue?
Same kind of room. Same statue doing this in this gesture. Same mark on the back. And as Zenora and Ema are standing there, a book flies off the shelf and hits the wall across the way from you.
Sonora's going to
Wasn't me.
look at the book. Does she read anything?
It is all in code.
She's going to pick up the book and put it and hold it, and I think we need to find out what that code is. We need to find this out. I'm going to go to the room that's already got the door knocked down and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right, I can move. I keep forgetting I can
You
move.
guys can move, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to go carefully in here.
Yeah. Same thing.
Uh.
Same kind of bookshelves. This one has a little bit of scaffolding and it's open to the elements. So same markings.
Same markings. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Last room. So not and I'm gonna let them know that it's the same thing, same sigil, the whole thing that I've done. If they want to have a look in this room, like the other room.
Do you call out to them? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes,
said
you
same
are.
sigil. Same thing.
Just gonna go to the last unopened door
Mm-hmm.
And you lean over to Nate. He's like, do you think maybe like ghosts sleep during the day and that's why there's no ghosts here? Like,
Ooh. I like rolling insight.
I'm gonna burn my advantage.
Guys.
11.
11. You do remember the soldiers mentioning something about he's not seem to be sleeping at night. He just looks like he's not sleeping at night, and that strange things are happening. They won't come there at night. So there might be something of truth to what you say.
I don't know enough about ghosts to answer that for you, Radlac. Maybe Dario or Ema can help.
Dario.
We're sort of just talking to Nate.
Yeah.
Because I feel kind of useless because there's like nothing to hear. That's kind of my thing. I don't really know what we're doing.
You and me both.
Uh,
But when the time comes, we know what to do.
and I'll knock on the door. Hello.
As
ghosts.
you knock on the door, you hear a shh.
Huh?
And that's all you
Think-
hear.
I think there's someone in this one.
But the door is open, I think, isn't it? Yeah. The door is open, all you see is a statue.
Okay. I will stay out here. Dario and Ema, you want to check the
Yep.
room?
Yep.
Oh,
18 investigation, 25 deception. I'm going to.
You're having fun.
Damn.
There goes all my good rolls in the night and bullshit.
Alright. A book hurls itself across the wall and hits the other side, and you hear, leave.
I'm going to try to catch the book.
Alright. Let's do a dexterity check, probably. See how quick you are catching it. It should be
Well,
good
that's
for
my
you.
cue. See you later.
11? It's you get the corner of it, so it kind of falls right in the middle at the foot of Mistra, and decoded. It looks like just coded pages of nonsense in blue ink.
What language is it? Common?
It doesn't look like a language, really. It just looks like a lot of symbols. Can't really make it out.
Yeah, it's written in Egyptian. The one language I don't speak. And I just broke nutty about everything.
And this one has the same sigil mark as well.
And
Same mark.
Sonora's seeing the book. If he hasn't picked it up, I'll pick that book up as well.
Okay.
At that stage, I'm going to go back downstairs, I reckon.
Okay, you're going downstairs. All right.
Yeah. So,
Do you tell anyone as you go downstairs before you?
as I'm walking past Nate, I'm going downstairs. I want to ask some questions, and I'll just keep walking after that. So, because I've walked past Nate, saying the same to Vilfin and Radalac as I'm going downstairs.
Okay.
are we leaving? Are we leaving now?
Yeah, well, I'd be near Emo.
Where am I?
So
How can
we'll say wherever Ema is where you are. Did you go down? Yeah, you went downstairs.
Yeah, I went down and I got trapped.
Oh no! I'll move you. There you go.
Thank you.
I'll play catch in case anyone wants to come downstairs, just in case.
Yeah,
But
you put the out on a wall, so it's
Yeah,
trapped
I
between the
probably
wall
did.
and the out.
I probably did, yeah. It's okay. So, do you follow her down, or do you guys continue up? It's up to you guys. And we'll say that Dario is wherever Ema's token is, which is
Yeah,
right there.
Zima.
Well,
If you guys want to continue, I'll go down with Zenora and we'll catch up.
yeah, I don't think anyone should be alone. It's probably
I
a good
agree.
idea.
We need
Better
to
off,
really
better off
stop.
staying together.
We really need to stop just running off and not letting the group decide where we're doing. This is getting ridiculous.
I agree. Maybe we should all go downstairs and find out what this Gallia. I can't even remember his fucking name. What do you know?
Galeo.
That's it. I'm sorry, I'm not good
Galliano
names.
sounds like it'd be good with Coke.
To me, Galio.
What does this cock you speak of, Dario? I've never heard of it. But perhaps we should all go downstairs. And...
Yeah.
Okay.
Did anyone else hear that voice they leave? Well, was it just me?
Hey, did everyone hear that, or was it just Ema?
Ema
Suppose
went
we
in
should have asked that
first,
first.
as the book went by. You guys were still in the hall, so I would say that Ema heard it only. Because it was a whisper. So,
I was asking the group when I said it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Sorry.
And Zenora when she goes down, she would have immediately gone to Galileo and started asking him questions.
Yes. You found anything?
Yeah, I have a question. There's transmutation sigils on the Mistra statues upstairs. Did you put them there?
No. I saw those. I didn't touch those yet because I haven't gotten around to that yet. But no, that was not me.
Okay, and some books flew, and show them the 2 books that flew, and I'll say, do you mind if I see if I can try and crack the code, because this is the piece of paper that I've actually had. Do you mind if I take it to try and crack the code and see what the hell's going on?
You're welcome to make copies. You can make copies, but I'd rather have all the originals here.
The books were thrown at us, so I'm wondering if that was meant for us.
Well, I mean, you can copy them here or decode them here, but I like to keep them here.
Okay, I needed to ask you, so I thought I did. But I've got, and I show him what I've written of his notes. Which one seemed more likely to you that it might be? And I show him what I've copied of.
And he's mumbling to himself, and he's kind of pacing, and he's looking at the book. He's like, I've come very close. I think I'm on a road to something, but I can't make sense of it yet. I need a couple more days. Yeah, a couple more days is good.
As they're coming down, Zenora's just going to sit down with the book and the code, and she's going to look at it and his notes. She's going to spend 10 minutes just having a look and seeing if there's some way she can see patterns and connections that can kind of give her the code. If not, I'll try and work out over a time and see what I can do.
Alrighty, so you're going to give yourself a time. What are you guys doing in the meantime? We'll say 10, 15 minutes. She's going to sit there. Are you guys going to ask questions? Dario, you are saying a lot. I mean, all of this is definitely spectral activity. And you do know that nighttime is the better time. As if you heard Ratalac talking, it might not help.
Yeah. Ema, I was thinking about those sigils. We could dispel the magic and see what happens.
Are they downstairs saying that?
Oh, yep, I think.
Would she have heard that?
Were you talking loud enough for people to hear, or were you whispering, Dario?
We're just sort of talking in
Normal?
general, yeah.
Yeah, you probably would have heard.
That's probably not a good idea. I had to find out. Galileo didn't put them there. I don't know who put them there. That's what I wanted to find out. That's what I'm worried about. You do that.
It would be good, because the other thinking I was having was maybe if they're taken off, they may change into something.
And I'm just going back, and I don't have a spell or anything like that. I'm just seeing if I can find patterns or anything like that, so it would be a roll.
It'd be a roll of an investigation, and it's gonna have to be very high.
I know.
Very high.
Nope, she's got no clue, so she's gonna have to come back later and try and do it. It's got nice. Actually, no, can I burn advantage?
You can?
Alright, I'm gonna burn one of my advantages and see if that helps. That's a 19.
Nope. I set the bar.
I
You
know.
think like I love patterns and puzzles. Like I can figure this out. It's just driving you nuts that you can't. Like you feel close, but
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to wrap up. Put the book together. Put one of my pieces of paper that I have around it, and ask Galileo, "Do you mind if I come back and look at this? That way, I'm not taking it with me."
all right, yeah, that's fine.
All right. And I'm going to stand there, waiting to be told off by my brother, because I ran off again.
He's not going to say anything.
Says nothing.
And Z's hopping from one foot to the other, gone.
All right. We could take a break now if you want before you head up again, or decide what you want to come at night. Either way. All right. So far, there's been a lot of occurrences, and a lot of strange statues in the library. What have you guys decided you want to do?
I think we need to come back at a night time.
Do we want to just do a quick scan up during the day so we've got some kind of idea of what it's going to look like, and then come back at night?
Just out of question, would the voice that I heard whisper to me have sounded like Mistra, or did it sound like someone else?
It sounded male. I know it sounded female because but it sounded like a male, not a female voice.
Alright, speaking to the group now. Well, when I went into that last room, I heard a voice saying, "Go away," or something, and that was here now during the day. So, so it's obviously here now.
Yeah, there may be more activity at night time.
Although it may be stronger if we come back at night time.
I'm happy to do whatever Mr. Dario wants. He's the foremost expert on the ghosties.
It's difficult to fight something or dispel something if it's not there. So at daytime, there's nothing really that's happening. If you come at a night time, that's when we're going to be able to track down what's actually here.
And didn't the soldiers say that they wouldn't they come back at the night time because of the activity?
Yeah.
There was 8 packs on the table. I haven't seen anyone other than Galio. Are they further up?
Are you asking in front of Galio?
I'm asking everyone. But yeah, if Galio's there, 'cause I'm still standing there.
Aren't they? Don't they belong to the guards or the people that were supposed to be fixing this place? Didn't they run away?
They're the soldiers' packs over there on the table. Yeah.
And they ran away, didn't they?
Yeah. I hope they'll be back, but.
Okay. But maybe we should probably have a look at the third and go up higher. Do we need to go on the outside, or can we still take the stairs up?
I always take the stairs. I always take the stairs. I don't take the scaffolding.
I mean, it'd be good to get a layout of the place so we know what we're looking at when we come back. I mean, we'll have torches to make sure we can see, but obviously, if these things only come out at night, we probably don't want to have torches lit either. Which means, Emma, you won't be able to see a whole lot.
That's very true. I won't be able to see diddly squat.
It's okay, Emo, I have light.
Okay.
Well, then
All
let's continue exploring.
All right.
All right. So we've already seen the second floor, so we'll go up to the third floor.
Do you want me to drag you off?
Emma, come back.
Oh, there
Don't
you go.
don't go on your own.
I
Christ's
thought we-
sake.
Please.
I'll
Let's see
drag
if we
you
go to
guys
the
to the
floor,
third, and
so-
then I'll come back for Emma. Once I can fight. Wait, that's a second. Hang on, let me see where I'm going. He beat you there. Oops, don't want to go in there. Okay. So, the third floor. You guys hike up the third floor. Wilfin, you're looking right where you are. The floor does look a little bit weathered.
A little shaky.
It's gotten a little wet over time from the weather, so it might be a bit of a concern.
Bit of rubble as well.
There is a large bit of rubble here, and obviously over here, blocking. This is blocking this hallway
It
into
is
this
blocking the
room.
hallway. Yeah.
Yeah. So you won't be able to. I don't know if my walls are up or not, but unless
Yeah, no,
you spend.
see.
And you being a stonemason, no, that's like a good week's of work, unless you can find another way in.
Right.
How did you
What's
guys
your
get
step
up there
here?
before me?
Can I see that there's... Is that a roof type area that I could walk out on?
This is the scaffolding there where soldiers are using to
Okay.
rebuild. So yeah.
I'm going to very carefully walk out to the scaffolding.
Okay.
There.
Uh,
Can I... And I'm gonna walk around and see if there's another way in.
all right. So this white line here and here are ladders. You see there's a bit of rubble over here. You'd have to walk more this way if you wanted to see if you can see any windows or anything like that, scaffolding on the sides or anything. So
So I walk to the edge of the scaffolding.
even though it doesn't show from where you are, right about here on the screen, you can see there's an open window. If somebody was very dexterous, they could probably reach over and climb in.
Hey, Wilson! Come here!
Wilson didn't go out there, wouldn't hear.
You probably have to go back.
I kind of was yelling, but that's okay. I could use Daunting Roar and see if he hears it. I'll go back. Wilson! You should be able to hear me now. There might be
What?
a way that they can get in. Come. I wouldn't recommend too many people on this. Especially those with heavy armor. Let's have a look at this first. And I'll get him to come around here so we can see the
Any
window.
of you follow?
Heavy armor, I'm not going.
Not tie.
Nope. None
How
of the
steady
heavies.
is scaffolding?
The
now that I'm
scaffolding
actually
is
on it?
new, so it does look fairly well. Much sturdier
It's-
than the tower.
And the ladders go up or down?
Both ways.
There you go, okay. So I'd walk around, just about throw myself off the side.
I know, right? So you'd see, even though it probably doesn't show up for you either, because there's a little shade.
Yeah,
If you lean out, you'd see a window.
Do you think that you could possibly get to there, or are you not thinking to risk it? Because you...
High risk for unknown reward is what I'm thinking. We don't know what's in there. We don't even know if there's anything there. It could be just collapsed, judging by
Sure.
the rubble. It could be just all pile of rocks.
Well, if we kind of eliminate that, my biggest worry is if we come back tonight and something comes out from there.
Well, if they're able to get out, then they're far better than us. I would prefer to see what's above. Maybe there's a way in from the floor up.
Okay, you wanna, and both ladders go up as well?
One ladder goes up. We'll look really quick to see which one. It is
You mean
the
this one
inner.
goes down?
Yeah. I think it's that one. I think it's this one right here goes up.
Yeah.
Alright.
And not Yanti Stream did roll in that one. Thank you, JJ. Good to be back. You guys are proceeding to wanting to go up the stairwell to the 4th floor, you say?
Yeah, I just turned around and said, we're going up. If you want to take the stairs up, we'll meet you. We're going to use the scaffolding.
I'm using the stairs. I ain't going up no fucking ladder.
And we'll see who's going to go up the ladder because she wants to... she doesn't... She wants to go up the ladder.
Alright.
Didn't we agree we're going to all stick together? Pretty sure that's what we were talking about before.
But you're also bottlenecking us in a stairwell.
I'd rather bottleneck than separate.
What do
Yes.
you
Yeah,
You got no idea what's at the top of that scaffolding, and you'd be by yourself.
Well, I didn't think I was going to be going by myself. I thought you meant Johnny.
I'd rather take the stairs.
Ah. You're scared of heights, Wolfen?
The dwarf scared of heights.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Must
You
be
scared of
joking.
heights? You sure you're not scared of heights?
I'd rather use the stairs.
Okay. I'll be the last one to go up.
Alright.
I'll go to the stairs, but I'll be the last one to go up.
Do you want me to-
Okay. Thank
Alright,
you.
so this chamber once housed the planar beacon in the middle here, which is now in ruins, open to the sky. There which you can't see, prisoner cells line the walls with bars broken and bent as though whatever creatures were trapped somehow broke out at the time. Do you wish to roll a further investigation into anything you can pick? from this rubble?
Okay. Yeah, Zenora would want to feel, because I'm guessing she probably feels the waves and she'd want to do a real good investigation of the energy and what's coming from it and how it feels to her. Like, does it feel not
It
good?
does feel very. Everyone can feel like a magical aura
Yeah.
of residue.
Yeah, does it feel
Doesn't feel.
uncomfortable?
It just feels. Yeah, I was gonna say thick again. It's just the air feels. It doesn't feel like it is or isn't bad or good. It's just the remnants of traces, even 100 years later, of magic.
Alright, would Arcana by any chance be able to tell me whether this is probably going to where it originally was going, which is the Far Wild Plain, I think it was called?
You can make an Arcana check to see. And anyone else can make investigation or
The Ethereal Plain, which is what I was trying to work on.
ethereal.
Be
plane.
better off for me, Auntie, for this one, or investigation.
For you, maybe religion, and maybe Ema religion, if she knows
Religion?
anything about.
Arcana, no, I only got a 12. So,
It just seems to be lingering here for you.
investigation at 2024.
Nice.
Whoop, whoop.
Your investigation.
6 religion.
6 for religion. This magic's kind of odd for you to see in your studies, Dario. Over here, hidden among the stones, Ema, you see something sticking out, and I'm assuming with that roll you're going over to it. Hi, Pesh. And you will see the skeletal remains of what
Over where?
you feel. It's very well hidden under this rubble. But you see skeletal remains there.
I think there's a body underneath here. See, same to the group. I see remains.
Nah, well, If anyone's going to move the rubble, that will assist.
I'll help.
Yeah.
All right. It's gonna take you all, if you're all mutually helping, it doesn't take very long. These remains, you don't understand why the soldiers could not see them while they were building the scaffolding, but these look to be what seem to look like Thalivar's shattered skeleton.
Interesting.
Who's shattered skeleton?
Thalivar.
Thalivar, the owner of the tower.
Ah,
Thalivar owned the tower. It was in our reading, and yeah.
So nobody's found this before now.
That's
Seems a bit
highly
odd.
suspicious.
Seems a bit odd, does it not?
Oh, it depends on how much of the scary shit has kept them away.
True. I
Well,
don't know. We don't know if the soldiers have been up this high.
What about
Maybe not.
Galio?
He seems like he's been all over this tower, but
So
he
where would
seems a wee
he
bit
have
off.
us?
Because he's probably focused on deciphering whatever the bloody hell he's working on.
And he's a slight bit strange as well.
But he was doing stuff with the beacon.
So
Yeah, but he would have been focused on his papers and,
Okay,
and
well,
the magics and stuff.
With that said, if you're focusing on a beacon, would you go specifically look for a skeleton?
Well, it would make sense, because isn't there an ability that means that you can actually ask questions and maybe get the bloody code? So he didn't have to do that? Couldn't he have got someone in to ask that? What is this code you do,
Yeah.
so we can now find out information? Isn't there something like that that they could possibly have done?
Deep breathe.
You lost me at Bacon. I had just way over my head.
There's bacon.
okay, do
Yeah,
you need a
That's what I heard
question
too. Bacon.
Yes, Darren.
about speak with dead?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Where it says the corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead, so a skeleton doesn't actually have a mouth, so it can't be used, correct?
His skeleton, can't talk, is shattered.
Okay.
He does have the symbol that Thalivar always wore from pictures of him around his neck and his robes. You do know, with your knowledge, that a ceremony spell can be used to put the dead to rest sometimes. Unless you want to do something else to try and see if you can speak to him. Or you could come back at night. There's lots of options.
There's not much
Okay.
more we can do now, is there?
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
it appears
actually.
that we've covered everything in here. We've looked at every nook and cranny. We haven't really found anything other than this code, this skeleton.
Signora.
Maybe we leave everything as is.
Roll insight for me, Zenora.
Oh, insight. Oh,
Come back.
insight. Cool.
Come back tonight and see what ghosties are lurking
That's
about.
23.
When he says we've looked everywhere, you remember that window. You haven't looked everywhere. That could be the run room that might have a code. You really want to go?
I have to do it. Zenora's... That window. Vilfin. We haven't looked everywhere. That window.
Is that their window, DM?
Is the what?
What I pinged on the map. Is that a window or just an
that's
opening?
just an opening because the top of the tower is bare.
Wilson
Is
is
there-
going with what Zenora's saying as she's sort of saying what she's saying. He's going to wander over to this area here and have a look down. How far down to the window below?
20 feet.
Does anyone have some rope?
Yes.
Wilfin will then look over at the crane that they've obviously used to haul stone supplies and such over. Is its workings on this top floor? Like, there's a way to shift it, move it around, like a
Yeah, I
mechanism
think
to
you
turn
can
it.
do it. Yep.
Wilfin will turn it so it's facing back towards the gap, and just turn back to the group and say, "Right, who wants to come with me?
I do.
You sure you're going to make it? 20 feet straight down? I don't know what size that window is."
Worst thing that can happen is a wild shape.
True. Wilfin's got 50 feet of rope. He's going to tie it off and scale down the side of the tower.
All right.
Once he's in, Zenora's going to do the same. She's not going to put extra weight on the rope.
All right.
I
What-
will monitor up top for the ropes in case anyone needs to be pulled up.
So we're gonna say
What
you're
roles
over there.
would you require, DM? scaling the
I'm
rope
gonna
down to the
need
window.
a strength for whoever's holding the pulling up and down,
Well, it's tied off.
And-
It's just dangling
yeah.
at this point.
and I'm gonna need a dex. When you get to the window, I need both of you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
I rolled a nat 1
your
on my
wisdom?
dex check.
On your dex.
Okay, so I need to do dex as well.
Yeah, he's starting to slip. Are you tied together as one?
No, Zenora
I'm
has
gonna
not
be
come
right.
down until he's gone through the window.
I'm on the rope on my own.
You are slipping. You're getting a little nervous.
And Zenora didn't roll very good for her dex either, so she's going to wild shape into probably, I think I can do it. I can't fly yet.
Oh no!
so I'm going for a gorilla, grabbing on, and then so I've wild shaped into a gorilla, grabbing on and holding on to, and grabbing him.
Okay, Are you saying you're 20 feet down, Wilfin, at this point?
I would have been at. I would have gone 20 feet down, so I don't think she'd
I
reach me
don't
from
think
where
she
she is.
can.
Even if I jumped and did it, oh no, that's
So
too, that's
I'll
too
give
much
you, because you would have seen he's 20 feet down, I'll give you a chance to rethink what you want to do, because you would have seen he's already 20 feet down.
Yeah.
because I wouldn't have.
So, do you say anything, Wilfin, as you feel starting to slip?
Pretty much what Wilfin would always say. Oh crap!
I'm going to make...
Zenora's going to do plant growth and make vines climb up.
How long do your vines go for? Up. Does it say? Are you making them grow from the ground?
100 radius.
All right, because the ground from the top floor is 80
So
feet.
even if it's 100-foot radius, even if it's just to cushion his fall, I'm going to make sure it happens.
Okay.
And it's instantaneous.
You're right at the window, Wilfin. You are starting to slip. You can try and make that wisdom saving throw to see if you can get into that window.
So is it glass window or is it broken?
It is an open window.
It's an open window. It's a wisdom save, you say?
Yeah.
That will be not good. 12.
As you start to go towards the window, something hits, boof, like a ripple effect of some kind of light, and you've forgotten completely why you're there. Like, you don't remember getting there, you don't remember why you wanted to get in the window, and you start to fall, which the vines are, I'm going to say, is going to half your damage, we'll say. It'll be nice.
I don't need to worry about that because as a monk, I have
Awesome.
slow fall.
Rifle.
As a reaction,
Nice.
The plants aren't there for
I
him,
can
they're for Zenora.
I can reduce my falling damage by 35.
Good. You're probably going to fall as well, unless you want to make that wisdom save for that window.
Okay. That is 24.
24. Yeah, you needed a 20.
What's my damage, DM?
You got your damage?
No, what was my damage?
All right, so
8d6.
Yep. $25.
25. So I reduce it by 35, so I take no damage.
Nice. So you fall and land on the ground below.
But I have no idea why I'm there.
No idea.
So Wilfin will just look up at the tower and go, What the fuck am I doing here? Ugh.
Okay,
And
with
he'll
my
just look
20.
around, he'll just start wandering away. Like he's going to go looking for a pub.
All right, so you've made it to the window. You've gotten to grab on. I need to make another dex check for me to pull yourself in. You guys are seeing all this up above. So do you want to shout for them?
You switched from Foundry to your desktop too, just by the way.
Do whatever you
Dirty
want to
20.
do.
Dirty 20.
Ooh, nice. You make it in to the window and you are safe. Do you call out for them? Oh no.
Do I see Wilfin walk away?
Probably
I-
if you look outside down. Like,
Yeah, I like, what the fuck are you doing, Wilfin? And yelling loudly, and hopefully someone will hear me.
you're muted, I think, Evil.
Did it affect my memory of why I was there, or did it affect my memory of everything, like who I knew as well?
No, it does not. It affects why you were going into the window. So you're starting to remember vaguely that you were at the top of it. It's like coming back, but the memory of going in the window will not come back. So as you're starting to walk away, you're starting to remember, like, oh yeah, we were at the top looking for something.
And you'll see plants down the bottom.
And you might
I
hear,
think
like,
I fell down. Oh crap! I didn't hurt myself. I'm fine. I'll be up there in a minute. And he'll start making his way back up the stairs.
Ema, Radalag, Dario, and Nat.
There's some weird stuff going on down there with the rope. And I know this might sound a little bit bullish, but I think I should go down and try and break through the wall. Like I said, I don't know. What do we reckon? I think Sonora's safe, but I don't know that we can all get in the window.
We would have heard the yell when Sonora
Yes.
started to fall. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure we're headed for this. Well, I'm headed for the stairs on the way down to the.
So Daria is going back down the stairs, and you see him go back down the stairs. Emma and Nat, what do you want to do?
Dario wasn't planning to do anything with the corpse while there because he was sort of trying to talk when people were trying to go down.
He's talking about speaking with the dead, but then he stopped because the skeleton is shattered. Did you want to voice that to the others?
Yeah.
So,
But we might wait until we're all together down the bottom to check on Sonora first, and then I'll let them know.
Well, if Sonora's at the window, she's clearly safe, so there's no point in us going downstairs.
you guys did say Vilfin.
We got no way to get to her. The only way to get to her is exactly how they got down there in the first place.
And Nat saw Vilfin fall.
Emma's going to look down and see Wilfin at the bottom and say, I thought we weren't supposed to run off on our own.
Are you yelling it at him, or are you just talking to the group?
Talking to the group that's on the fourth.
Yeah, that's true. We did say.
If someone can get down to Z, she needs someone there now.
That's why I want to try and break through
There
the
you
wall.
go.
What do you reckon? Yes, sir. Neil, run.
Dario and Radalak are going down.
Can I see Zenora from looking over the edge?
Are you hanging out of the window, Zenora? Are you hanging out of... You would be right here. I'll put you where you would be. So here's the window on the 3rd floor. Are you hanging out talking to Vilfin?
So I would have looked down and looked at Vilfin and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then I would have looked up and going, "So what now?" And just stand there. So I am there.
All right.
I'm gonna call out to things, say, just hold your hand out the window, just so I can see where the window is, and then stand to the side.
Okay, and I will do that.
And I'm gonna misty step to the window.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Make a wisdom save for me.
I'm gonna burn advantage.
I would too.
And you already
Oh,
know what
fuck.
the DC is.
It's that one.
As you misty step to the edge of the window, you hear this pulse of light, and you immediately forget why you've misty stepped. You're at the edge of this window. You're almost in midair, hanging on this edge, not knowing why you're there or what you're supposed to do.
Sonora would grab his arm. Sonora would
If
grab
I'm just
it.
outside the window, I don't really have a lot of choice.
All right, make a dex save, both of you.
18.
There you
Dex
go.
save is 17.
Okay, you grab him?
Yep.
You grab him. Pull him in.
Come on. Come
You
here.
guys see him get pulled in really quick. You both are inside the window. Dario and Radalak, you hear them talking from your from across the rubble. What do you want to do? And Nat, you're upstairs still. Do you follow the other two down, or do you? So we'll do Nat first. What are you gonna do?
First of all, Nat will call out, is everybody okay?
Yeah, I got Emma.
Thank God for that.
Where am I?
Emma, you're with me.
Dario and Radalak have gone downstairs. So they should be near you guys on the other side of the rubble.
Alright, we'll go into the bedroom carefully. Follow me, Emma. Emma.
I'm gonna stay here because if Vilfin is gonna make his way back up here, he may or may not see everybody. So I'm just gonna stay where I am for the shot.
All right.
And I will relay that back. And I said, in case Vilfin comes, I'm staying here. The other two are down near you.
Okay.
Dario, you're with Radalak. Radalak, you hear all this shouting. What are you doing? What are both of you doing?
I'd like to say usually we're more organised than this, Dario, but I'll be honest, we probably aren't. I'm going to try and break through this wall. What do you reckon?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Just trying to.
What are you breaking with your axes?
Yeah, I'm going to put away my shield and grab out the great axe with both hands.
We'll get back.
I've got my mace there too, so.
Both of you are making some rolling for damages on the walls. Emma and Zenora, you see an open doorway ahead of you.
Yeah, and Sonora will be saying, "Come on, follow me, Emma. Just follow me," and she'll go
into the doorway.
Yeah.
This is the remains of what you're assuming might have been Thalivar's bedroom. There's obviously you saw the broken window, his bed. There's a writing desk. There is a journal sitting on top of the desk, which has an unkept ink pot next to it. Do you go over and look in the journal?
Sure. I would be looking ready to go, I reckon. So I'll have a look around, investigate the desk, the journal.
So as you're investigating the journal, this is for the person looking at it. It's all written in purple ink, and this journal belonged to the wizard Thalivar, and the details of the studies that he conducted inside the tower using a device called the planar beacon. The light of this artifact drew creatures from across the plains and trapped them inside the tower for him to study. And I will give you this also as well in your thing. But it reveals he unearthed a powerful magic item called the Ruin Stone. and devoted himself to acquiring it. Whether or not he found it, it doesn't really say. The entries stop over 100 years ago, but now there's dates in this journal, and the freshness of ink shows that they've been written in again in the last few days in his handwriting, saying how he's visiting a ruined version of his tower in his dreams every night. And in this dead world, he's drawn to a pile of rubble in the ruined chamber where his beacon once lay. Each time he draws close to the rubble, a terrible dread holds him back. He wishes his fairy servant Soapwork were here to assure him that he's dreaming, but the fairy never turns up. He prays that these nightmares will end soon so he may resume his studies in peace.
Is anything else got a similar kind of timeless quality around it?
Everything else looks about 100 years old. Nothing looks new. Only the ink, the fresh entries. And Ema, you'd be able to see too if you were looking.
Ema, I have a theory. It will require doing something that's probably not right. But do you think if I write in that journal, you are stuck in a time loop plane? Because this is fresh ink. If I wrote in that journal afterwards, if he could see it, he might understand.
It sounds like a good idea, but maybe we should ask the other cleric that knows about ghosts and stuff.
So if we think that's Thalivar's body out there, right? Do you remember that?
Yes.
And he's still writing in this journal. From what it looks like his journal, it's his handwriting, and he keeps talking about the ruined tower. Wouldn't... Is he trapped in the ethereal plane because his body's gone? And it would make sense that his little fiend friend wouldn't be around, because that would be in the I don't know, Feywild maybe? I don't know. But he's got no body to go back to. Maybe he's trapped in the astral plane. Maybe he's not corporal? I don't know.
I got a 7 on insight because I don't think I have a clue what you're talking about.
Purple ink, Ema. That looks nice. We're gonna go to Vilfin. Vilfin, have you gotten up? Which floor do you think you'd head? You're starting to
I'll be
remember.
going straight back to the top floor.
You see,
It'd be yeah.
you see Nat up there. Nat, you meet eyes with Vilfin.
Whew, that was a bit of a run. I guess I'm not as dexterous as I thought. Crap, that was a long way. Oh,
Bloody hell.
where did all this? Where did one go?
Zenora made it inside the window. Ema did some jump thing. I don't know what it was called. I don't know. I've never seen it before. But apparently Zenora and Ema made it through the window okay. The other two have gone down a floor.
You would have seen Radlac on the way up. He's
wouldn't
right
even
at the
have-
stairs.
I wouldn't even have stopped. I just would have kept my head down,
keep
running up
going.
the spiral staircase.
The other two have gone down to try and assist the other two. I stayed here just in
Oh.
case you happen to come up here.
Right. Well, do we go down and help them? Maybe see what they're up to.
Sure, let's go.
Right.
All right,
Back down the stairs.
back down the stairs. You guys are giving a DM a run for our money with three-way split here. Woo!
Joining the other two.
We'll be drinking tonight. All right. Radlac and Drax. Dario.
It's a me.
It's me.
It's a me, a Dario.
Roll for your damage on this wall. Yeah, I'm assuming Renlang being, he knows what looks pretty sturdy and what doesn't look pretty sturdy. Vilfin's probably been pointing out the weaknesses on each floor. Roll for your damage.
27.
Woo! Yeah, you're making a big crumbled hole at the first swing of the axe. Dario, you're helping, so you want to roll your damage as well.
Point of reference, DM,
7.
bludgeoning damage is doubled against objects.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're
generally.
gonna make it.
Yeah. Just to let you know that for general reference,
Static
bludgeoning
yeah.
weapons do double. Yeah.
Okay. So roll a 7 on that.
Roll 7? Alright.
Yep.
You guys have made like a small window. One more big hit and you'll have crumbled this down. So you can see Ema and Zenora in there talking. And you guys hear that big crash as the wall's starting to cave.
Is red light.
And Vilfin and Nat would be coming down to this right at as soon as they get to the out of the stairwell. Roll again, both of ya.
You seem to be doing all right.
5. It's
8.
plus, that's impressive.
Darn. The first swing wore you out, but you managed to crumble it down enough that Ema and Zenora can get out, and you guys can see into this room, and probably Vilfin would be able to squeeze in out.
Zenora is gonna go. Dario. And I'm gonna slowly kind of hop out of the ring. Where
You
is
guys
there?
can make it out of the room.
Yeah, I'll pop out the ring, and I won't take the journal or anything like that. I will leave it where it is,
Okay.
and I'll go. Dario, I got a question for you. If someone doesn't have a body, and they happen to be on the ethereal plane, and they have got no body to come back to in our plane, does that mean they're in a loop? They're in a non-corporeal loop?
Could be stuck. I was going to talk to his body up the top, but it's smashed.
Yes.
So I couldn't do that. So
Well, I'm
that would
wondering.
explain.
Yeah, I'm wondering if, because the journal has got fresh writings in it, and it's from 100 years ago in Ferrandel's, and I'm trying to say the name and my mouth won't go around it, sorry about that. It's in his handwriting, it's in purple, and I'm looking at it and thinking maybe if we write something in the journal, let him know what's happened, maybe he can tell us something through the journal. Maybe we can communicate through the journal.
And you all hear this.
Hold on. Didn't you say that you can speak to the dead, Dario?
Yes.
And you're saying, Z, that this guy is writing in a book.
Yes.
So therefore, if we wait at night with all these activities going on, maybe we shall see the figure that is writing in said book and therefore be able to communicate to said figure. If you suspect that,
Yes,
if you're
but the only
suspecting that
issue with mine
the
is-
body up the top is the guy that's writing in the book,
Dario.
Yes, that's a me.
Dario. As previously, I think I said before, you know, I'm going to tell you what you know. You know a ceremony can put him to rest. You know, like a seance or something, maybe at night would help speak to him because he doesn't have a body. So maybe this thing that's writing has either, you've heard of possession and exorcism and things like that. It could be using someone else, or it's either someone else just pretending to be him that's gone insane, or this ghost has found a way to come here at night and take up his old haunt. So you can either stop him in different ways, or you can try to find a way to put his bones to rest or whatever. That's the information that you know.
Do you explain that to Sonora at all?
Yeah. Yes. About we could do the séance to speak to him that way. When I speak with the dead, has to actually have a body with a mouth to be able to speak to the dead. That's the way that works. So like a spirit form can't work that way. You could leave a note in the book, and we could come back in the dark, and we could do the investigation. Then he may be here.
What about
hanging around.
Galileo?
And this is why
There's reports that this guy has not been sleeping. If you're saying that there's possession involved, maybe he's the one being possessed.
Because you mentioned that he wasn't sleeping, so maybe that's what's happening. But how the hell is he getting into the room? We had a hard time getting in. Is there another access point? Because we had to create one, and Wilfin fell down.
The guy's a wizard.
He could be teleporting into the room or using maybe the ethereal plane.
True.
I'm all right, by the way.
I saw that when you walked away.
Is that's what my next question was. Does anybody need some healing?
No, I'm fine. I didn't actually take any damage.
No, good.
Cool monk shit. Works every time.
Super spry for a man his age.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Has anyone gone to investigate the plants or anything like that?
No one questioned the weird plant shit. Guys have been like, that seems legit. It's cracking me up.
So do we leave a message into the book and maybe see if there's a conflict when we come back, or we leave it and just come back and do the seance and speak to the spirit?
I think we just come back and speak to him.
Ema.
Find out what happened.
Ema, roll insight for me.
I'm with Nat on this. I think maybe possession is is what's happening here.
Well, I kind of agree. I think it might be possession. If it's not, it's him coming through pain.
The thing with putting the message in the book could lead to straight up conflict if he knows we're coming back.
Ema, purple ink. You shook Daria's hand, and you look down at your hand, and it's purple ink. Or you shook Galeo's hand, not Dario.
Galliano.
Galeo.
So, just out of question, this book's written in purple ink.
Mm.
No, this is me talking to the group, by the way.
Yeah.
This book's written in purple ink. The dirt we saw down the bottom is covered in purple ink.
Well, that kind of...
How do we know that Mr. Galliano isn't the one that's writing the thing, apart from the fact that this room's incredibly difficult to get into?
Well, as Nat pointed out, this Thalivar, whatever his name was is a sorcerer, wizard. Galeo's a wizard as well.
Both of them were wizards, correct.
So, I mean, they have plenty of ways to get in and out of places that are hard to get. I mean, I've heard of things, a spell called Misty Step. One of the brothers at the monastery was able to do it. Vanish from one spot and reappear in another. So others can walk through walls and such.
A bit like what Ema did.
Wait, what? Well, you could do that, Ema. It's a neat trick, that one.
It's something that vaguely describes what you just said, Wilfin.
Hey, I've never learned it myself, but a wee handy trick to get from one spot to the other very quickly.
Was that how I got down there? Yeah. I had another thought. That beacon was designed to suck in monsters or whatever. What if the original wizard guy got sucked into it and has only just been released because because it got destroyed. Because there's all those chains and everything.
Did
with
we
the
not?
beasts.
Did we not find his body on the top floor though?
Yeah, well, maybe the other creatures were alive and they ran away, and he just sort of got mushed.
Possible. I mean, maybe something happened which caused the destruction of the tower. He's been killed and is coming back and doesn't remember what happened. Thinks it's a dream. You said something about a dream in the book. He doesn't know that he's dead.
Ema, are you still in the room with the journal?
I am in the room with
Do you grab the journal and give it to them, or do you leave?
I was sort of. I haven't moved myself, but I was over by the hole.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
everyone, Zenora moved out of the hole.
Okay.
So I was just talking through the hole, but I can grab it if need be.
It's up to you. You do what you want to do.
Zenora wanted to find out from Dario the information that she got.
Yeah.
So she would have, after having the discussion, probably would be looking at the journal. Is there anything in that room that... Is it obviously in a language that I can understand? It's not in the code. Is there anything in that room that gives me a clue to the code writing of the books and all that kind of stuff?
No. There's nothing about the code in there. He's just writing his thoughts in his in common.
I'm wondering, speak with the dead. If the other one downstairs is possessed, it gives the spirit a mouth and a body to speak through. Can that be used?
Maybe we should take the book down to him, show him, and then use that.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't either. I think
we leave it where it is and just come back tonight. And
You can just camp here and wait.
Yeah, I don't even think we need to worry about speak with the dead, Dario. I think that once Thalivar is possessed, Galio, he'll be able to speak through him already. We just have to be here when it happens. Maybe we may have to restrain him, and it may force the spirit out, but I think the spirit may be able to talk to us anyway, even without a body. I mean, I've heard the brothers talking about it, but I'm not too sure.
Lots of different ways to do this. Lots of different ways.
So you guys.
But I'm happy to camp here if wait for the rest, wait till dark. If it means we can maybe catch what's happening rather than go away and miss it altogether.
Zenora is gonna say, well, I've got no problem with staying in the tower. If you wouldn't mind me going downstairs, I want to see if I can crack this code. I want to find out what these books were thrown at us for. I'm going to spend some good time until it's night time to do it.
Hey, we go downstairs. There's a table down there. We set up. We can set up an area, have something to eat. I got wine. I got a little bit left. Not too much, but I got a little. It's enough for all of us for a little bit.
Worst case scenario is if we're questioned, we can say, well, you haven't had any help here since no one else is gained enough to be here.
Hey.
We've been tasked. So we're fulfilling what we've already been tasked to do. We just happen to use that as our investigation.
That Galio's not been sleeping, right? Is what we were told.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you looked at him. He didn't look very...
He looked pretty fucked.
Yeah. So, and clearly he doesn't know anything that's going on. Whether that's a byproduct of whatever's going on. Look, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure either. Dario, you know more about this than any of us. I mean, would you say that Mr. Galio has been possibly possessed by a spirit from another world?
While they're talking
More than
about
likely.
this... Oh, never mind, I was going to say, while they're talking about this, Zenora is going to be trying to work out that code. She's going to spend a lot of time on it as much as she can.
Dario, you were saying?
It's more than likely, and he's going through motions down there that don't add up to why he's not sleeping, and he keeps trying to do what he's doing over and over and over again. I don't think we need to stay and we need to follow through. And like you say, if we have to detain him, and then we get rid of it.
Indeed.
Maybe,
Well, downstairs we go.
All right.
maybe the possessed wizard only comes out when he's sleeping, so it appears that he's awake all the time.
Possibly.
Could be.
Are you coming through this hall, Emo, or are you going to stay in there? I mean, it's a bit weird you talking to us through a hall.
Quite nice in this hole.
I mean, you do look comfortable, but I mean, we all need to go downstairs now. Do you need a hand?
I've got a nice room all to myself and a big double bed that looks like it's rotten and pillows that look like they've been dead for 1,000 years. It's not the worst place I've ever slept.
I mean, we need to give Rada like a bath. He still stinks, and I think you smell too, Emma. I mean, it's coming through the hole. The fuck is that?
Emma's gonna go through his bag and see if he can find the rock.
I'm gonna set this very low. So, roll an investigation.
Oh, geez, that's pretty good. 22.
Yeah. Okay. All that grass, any rations, any food products or vegetable products that you have in your bag are slimy and rotted. Just all of them.
What about the mushroom oil that I had from the first campaign?
It stinks. All food products are just spoiled.
I'm gonna need to go outside, I think, and gather some new grass. I've got a really sludgy puddle in the bottom of my bag.
As you
Thank God.
open it,
Wasn't that fresh like yesterday?
It was, but luckily somebody gave me a coin bag, so all my coins are separate.
Well, that's lucky, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have hated to have had to dig through all of this to try and find all the coins. Yeah.
Wolfen's gonna quickly open his pack and check to make sure the wine hasn't spoiled.
yours is fine. Your rations are fine.
Right.
It's odd, but yeah, that rotted vegetable smell. Well, yeah.
Radalak, what have you got in your pack? Right, have you got rations and things in there?
Yeah.
You might want to take them outside when we go back downstairs and get rid of them.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not checking those ears though.
Yeah, so all meat
Christ, yeah. Ooh.
and vegetable products would be rotted and spoiled.
You might want to check that box of ears. I don't fancy that they're going to be very nice anymore. Not that Severias are nice in the first place.
He said don't open it, but that's up to you.
That'd be great to give to the bloody hobgoblin.
A box of slime. Here you go. Right, so are we away down the stairs then?
I'm going downstairs and I'm going outside to clean out my bed.
Making your way downtown. Out downstairs.
Except for I accidentally went upstairs and now I'm locked outside.
I know.
the
I
door.
see you hanging off the edge again.
I can't get downstairs, so if you can just pop me
I'm gonna
downstairs,
stick
I would be
everybody.
at the table. Yeah.
I'll let the DM do all the moving.
Let's do all this shit while you guys talk. So as you go downstairs, Galileo still has his door open. He's still in his study talking to himself. Should be all of you. Trying to get you out of the walls here. All right. So I've stuck y'all on the first floor. And you have decided to stay the night at the tower, yeah?
Yeah, Zenora's from the time until it's evening. She's trying to crack that code.
Okay.
She's going through it and all that kind of stuff.
She'll be cracking the code, and Radalak and Emma will be outside cleaning their bags, and...
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would my materials for spells, which are plant-based, be ruined?
Probably, yeah.
Sweet. That's fine. Good to know that now.
Yeah.
I thought your focus was supposed to negate anything
I
that
think you
wasn't
do.
gold, worth gold. So any material, if your focus or the
That's
clerics.
if you have a focus. He may not be using a focus.
Yeah,
I think
true.
I did give
I
you
have
a
the focus.
Pretty sure I gave you a focus, but
What about healing potion?
we'll say healing potions are good because they
Okay,
are of
so-
a magical nature.
Yeah, I just add the components in because flavor.
So, and then Nat and Dario and Vilfin, what are you gonna do before nightfall?
I'm going to share my wine with Nat because there's probably only enough left for 2 people anyway, and I know he likes to drink.
And Dario.
And Dario, I'll give him some as well. We'll share it with the 2. I know clerics like to have a spot of wine, surely. Dario, yeah, you drink wine, by any chance?
Yes.
Right, we got enough here for a tipple for each. There's not much left. There's no pub in this town, so I'm running low. But I'm glad to share it. Nat, would you like a drink as well? You look like you need it.
Why not? Why not?
And Wilfin would retrieve probably only about a third left in this last bottle, and would take a big swig himself and pass it to Nat first.
And that would actually pass it to Dario first.
Ah, thank you very much. Have a swig and pass it back to Nat.
Which Nat will then finish off the rest and bottoms up.
All right. Galia's gonna come out. Find everything you're looking for.
For now, we're gonna hang out here for a while.
Okay.
Just keep an eye on things, like we said we were gonna do.
Am I supposed to
We're here.
feed you, or are you good?
Oh,
or
we're right. We're good.
I've got some stuff in the
You're
kitchen.
fine.
Okay.
You go about your business. Don't worry about us.
Right. Okay. And he just goes back in. Actually, he'll probably go back and forth up and down from the library to the office, looking for some more books to try and see if he can decode this thing. So you'll see him going up and down regularly as you guys talk. We're going to wrap up our session there. Yeah, this one I was dreading because it's a lot of puzzle, and I was like, they could like either go crazy. I don't know what they're gonna do. There's a lot
Lucky I
of
remembered
stuff.
about Slowfall because I was waiting to die falling off the
Okay,
tower.
I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I was happy you had that. I was like, oh, that's gonna be a long fall.
I remembered, yeah, I was like, shit, that's right, I got Slowfall.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't fly. I'm like, I can't fly to save him.
Hey, if I die, I die. This is part of the game.
Yeah.
I don't want to die, but
So a
if
lot
if
of
it happens, it
yeah.
happens.
A lot of different ways. I know sometimes it's tough when there's too many ways to solve a problem, and it gets a little confusing. You're like, too many things to do instead of a direct line, but I think you guys did really well. We'll go around, do our favorite moments. Vilfin, and we'll do the battle map up to down. So Vilfin.
I think the best moment was Dario's introduction. It's me, Dario. that is gonna stick with me forever.
Our beautiful blue dragonborn.
Well done, Era. That was awesome.
There, anything you liked about tonight's show that stuck out?
The bag that smelled like farts.
Poor Radlac didn't
and
roll
when,
very well.
and when it was discovered and all this stuff, yeah.
It's not gonna
That
be
was
good.
cool.
First the butter,
No.
now this.
Yes, all the shenanigans along the way.
Radlac.
Chaos of trying to get in that window and like let's all stay together, and it's just like boom, we're all Like,
3,
wait a minute,
yeah.
did we say we'd
I was like,
stay together?
it's like,
Oh,
it's,
damn.
it's okay. I
To
can
be
switch
fair, it was kind
between.
of hard for us all to stay together to get through a single window.
It's very true. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting through that window, so...
It's a wisdom save of
Yeah.
20, so I was like, oof,
Whew,
good
Jesus.
luck.
Ooh,
Wisdom
yeah.
save of 20.
And I really couldn't see Nat climbing down a rope to get through a window either, with full plate armor and a shield and whatnot on his person. That would have been a bit of a mission as well.
Speaking
Would
of,
you have made the wisdom save?
Me?
What do you
fuck no.
mean?
speaking of,
You mean-
Zenithor, what was your favorite?
Radalax, shock when he first looked into the pool of water,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
and just his general reactions to just seeing himself slowly aging and just freaking out.
He's the one that was afraid of it the most too, and I rolled and he got it too. So, Zenora.
Probably Nate's temper being slowly eaten away by everyone just doing whatever they want. And then Sonora's, who would have been told off plenty of times for being impulsive, standing there waiting and to be told off and it not happening, and just going, okay, this is worse. This is worse.
I'm not angry. I'm
I'm
disappointed.
disappointed. That's what I was thinking. Oh,
So yeah, the fact that, you know, his temper's slowly getting, you know, shorter and shorter. I like that.
the paladin trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
And the most devious, deceptive ranger in the land, Ema.
That would definitely have been my second moment. 100%.
What was
Those
your-
deception checks, dude. Fuck.
What was your favorite, Ema?
Oh, I had a few. I mean, naturally, there's the whole Mia Dario. There's bloody cracker. Also when he said this isn't gonna hurt a little bit, and then I had a couple from Redlac as well. He said bullish at one stage, and I was just like,
That's right.
that's awesome. I like that. And then somebody said something about a beacon, and he's like, oh, there's bacon. And I was just like, that's good. And then pretty much everything else on my list, everyone else has said. So
Yeah, there's some good stuff.
yeah, definitely.
Oh. We'll see what next week has in store, and we'll see if Eric can come back or not. We'll see what he wants to do. So thank you guys for joining us.
You'll come back, won't you, Eric?
Yeah. We'll
You'll
see.
come back.
Good.
You got the
I
bug.
have fun.
Got the bug.
You didn't get a combat in yet, but you know.
You've got the bug, my friend. I can see it in your face.
Thank you, JJ, for the biddies. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the advantages to our players. And join us again next Friday to find out what the heck is going on in this tower. What is this ghost doing?
Poltergeist.
Yeah. What's going on? We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.